Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the upper tier. We are checking in to the SmackDown hotel. We're all checked in, we're all ready to go. And of course, I'm Emma and I'm here joined by Bren. Bren, are you ready for the episode?
I woke up this morning, Emma, and I woke up to text messages. I woke up to a few text messages. We're about in a group text message that exploded today.
Yeah,
Exploded, and there's something that I want to say, and I'm going to say it throughout. I'm going to say it again throughout the show as more listeners come on, watchers come on. Even I want everybody to do me a favor. Those who haven't done it, there is a video on the upper tier channel by Niall, and it's 26 minutes long. It was put out today, this morning at
it's
11
very good.
o'clock. Please watch it, right? Look, I'm a Cody fan. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes. Initially, I was like, there's a whole lot of people who are calling out Cody crybabies, being crybabies about what happened, and so on. And then I watched SmackDown. So we've a lot to talk about, Emma. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah, I apologize. So I think the best thing to do is to get in it. Before we do, I think somebody wants to say hello.
Oh, stop, darling.
Hello, Sharon. Good to
Thanks,
see you.
Sharon.
Great to see you.
You know what?
Um,
Speaking of WhatsApp group chat, I was on a run today and I had to stop because I had like 60 messages come up. I was like running and I was like listening to all the conversations. So there was a lot
Murder,
to be said. There was murder.
murder. I went for Sean O.
Yeah.
I went for Keith.
Yeah.
I went for Niall.
Listen.
And look, it was one of these things where I couldn't wrap my head around something. I couldn't really understand it, and I've had a bit of time to think about it. And like that, we'll get into the Cody Rhodes bit. I'm a massive Cody Rhodes fan. There's a picture of me, Cody, and Brandy behind me underneath the Winged Eagle belt. I'm in my Cody gear, as I said, my Cody t-shirt, my Cody top, all that stuff. I love Cody Rhodes. Are you representing? What you representing?
I have my Roman Reigns hoodie on.
Hey, I acknowledge you. All right, let's get cracking. Here we go. I'm pretty sure your sister was very happy with how it opened anyway.
She has been delighted, and it's almost a year since she's met Randy Orton, so it's very fitting. She's very
I'm
happy.
let me ask you a question. So the way that Randy Orton obviously opened up SmackDown, right? Um, Randy Orton's been super nice the last while. Super cool, brilliant, love him, super nice.
Mm,
I was watching this and I was thinking to myself, he's being really, really nice, and it's a nice side to see of Randy. He was humble. He was like, especially he came back after that back injury a while ago.
yeah.
Phenomenal comeback. If Randy goes bad guy, it's going to be nuclear,
Yeah.
nuclear. Um, so how will your sister feel if Randy goes bad guy? Will she still be
She
on the Randy train?
see my brother has been showing her Randy Orton since she was 3 years old. Like
Wow.
she's been a lifelong fan. If he turned heel again, she would be delighted. Every time we watch him.
Again.
Yeah, hi Faye.
I
Yeah.
apologize, Faye.
I'm
I
sorry, Faye.
apologize.
Faye, listen, you're famous here. You're the biggest Randy Orton fan.
As famous as the River Bar,
Yeah.
let's just say,
But
not on
if
the
Randy
same
turns
level.
heel, I think everyone will be ecstatic. Because we've seen Nice Guy Randy. We're used to that. Bring back 2009 Randy Orton. Bring him back where he's just like punting everyone. I'd love it.
Deadly, yeah. How are you, Noel? Stay on board because we're going to talk about the Cody thing later on. And
Hmm.
I'm telling everybody to watch your video from today. Absolutely, it's a bit of an eye opener. As particularly after you've seen SmackDown, that video makes a whole lot more sense. So yeah, look, I thought Trick Williams coming out. I thought Trick Williams, he got a bit of shine on him. That guy's a star. We know he's
Yeah.
ready made. And that was pretty cool. So all in all, I liked the start of SmackDown. And when I was watching, I was thinking, this is a good start. We're
Yeah.
on to something here. This is
This could
really,
be a
really
good
good.
one. Yeah.
And then of course, it opens up with the US Championship match. The US Championship match, which is now full transparency. I can't say this. I have to say this really, really slow. I can't say it 10 times fast. It was Carmelo Hayes, and the man that answered it was El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
El Heel del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah, I need to get better at that. But look,
Yeah.
this is always the best, one of the best matches on the card at the very,
Yeah.
very least. And I looked it up as well. This is Carmelo's 7th title defense. Yesterday he was 77 days US champ. And again,
Brilliant.
the US belt continues to shine. But boy, Jesus, I'm sick of open challenges. And we'll get to that in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
I agree.
Lord
I agree.
Almighty. What did you think of the Irresistible Forces Championship celebration?
That was, you know what? That's quite cool. You know what? That was, I don't know how to describe it. It was, for the episode, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's good to see Lash Legend and Nia
Yeah,
Jax in the ring. It's good to see them as tag team champions. I thought the segment was very paint by numbers as well.
yeah.
The interruptions, the usual suspects, and then of course Aldis, in honor of Teddy Long, says, "Wait a minute, there's people in the ring." He was only short of bringing out the Undertaker and having the Undertaker face him because he's starting to do this
Yeah.
every week. And that led into a Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus what? Sorry,
You alright?
Gianna James. No, I'm not. I'm not all right. And we're
It's
gonna
alright.
get to we're gonna get to why I'm not all right at the end of the show. And Julia. And the winners, of course, were Charlotte and Bliss. I know. I
Charlotte
know.
Bliss.
Bless her. Bless her. It
Ah,
wasn't a number one.
Jace.
It wasn't a number one contenders match, but obviously I think that kind of slides them into number one contenders. And we're probably looking at a multi-woman match, maybe. I say this all the time because with tag teams, it's like they throw everything at the wall, and we're probably looking at a multi-woman match. Are you surprised that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss are still together?
Kind of, because, like, I thought, you know, because there's a time when they're kind of leaning apart, and I was like, okay, this could be it, but, you know, they're still
Mm,
together. I don't know if they're the right contenders. I feel like, there needs to be like there needs to be more of a tag team kind of build up here. And if they're gonna have a match at WrestleMania, have something a bit different. Have like a ladder match or like just something mental, you know?
yeah, I think we all know that at this week it looks like they're booking it like literally sometimes by the hour, by the minute. And Ali Drew is in. Triple H sucks as a booker. He's not the only
Yeah.
one, Ali, but I'm starting to agree with you, and I feel sorry for Drew, says Ali,
Me too.
Ali Drew. And look, I feel bad for Drew McIntyre as well. Um, so Emma has a new smile.
Yeah.
There you go, Niall, and Nightmare Brent.
Friend.
Yeah, you have no idea. I'm all over the place since watching SmackDown. Not as bad as yourself, Niall, but I'm still all over the place. I thought they'd be well apart by now. So did I, to be honest with you. And Charlotte and Alexa is like mom bringing her daughter shopping. Wow, that is a statement. I mean, she does. I mean, Alexa's one of these people that looks forever young. It's ridiculous. Um, big big Sammy fan. I know you
Yes.
are. Also a big Sammy fan. Now, to me, SmackDown. No, well, I thought Sammy was one of the highlights of this
Well,
show.
listen, they should have, right. I was thinking that they should have had Sammy turn heel during the match and cost Cody.
Maybe, and to be honest, I wouldn't have been opposed to that. I wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
But the even the way Cody is with Sammy, it's so good. They're good together. They had that little
Yeah.
backstage segments, and I don't normally dwell on backstage segments, but this was deadly. You could see the frustration in
Mm.
Cody's voice. Those bottles of water getting battered again by Sammy. But I thought, like, I'm thinking maybe he turns bad guy eventually, and he's the cause of Cody losing the title. I think you might be onto something. Should have happened on SmackDown. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll 100% get to that. And with that, I have to bring this in. If Sammy was the highlight of the show, then it might take a spot on absolute garbage. Well, we're going to talk about absolute garbage now in a few minutes. One of the things Niall talked about in his video, right? Now, when I first watched the video, I hadn't seen all of SmackDown yet. And I was like, what in the name of Jesus does Cody Rhodes win and have anything to do with the tag team division? And look, I realized then what he was talking about because I watched this tag team turmoil. Oh, man. What did you think? I mean, the matches were good. The matches were all right, but Jesus Christ. Um, the winners of a tag team put together and they thrown together. Um,
There's there's this thing, right? And sorry, I interrupted you there,
no, no,
but
no, no. I'm talking like a maniac. Go on.
no, you're grand. But obviously, we talk about having these memorable tag teams from years before, how they're so memorable, and oh, like, will there ever be something like this? Honestly, I think at this rate, if they're just gonna throw two people together, probably they're in catering being like, "You two, come on, get up, use our tag team now." And that doesn't undermine their talent. It just
No,
means that we can't create these memorable superstars and tag teams if WWE doesn't book them properly, create a story with tag team divisions. Like the last memorable male tag team is probably DIY, Fraxium. Those are the ones I remember. But
Street Profits. I was thinking
Street
about the
Profits,
Street Profits. I was
Motor City
watching this
Machine
match,
Guns.
but where were the Street Profits here?
Street Profits are
They,
so good.
they
SmackDown
should
in
have.
Dublin. I was like this up in my seat, like,
They like they should have won it. And look, to touch on something that Niall said earlier on in his video, and I'm going to keep referring to the video because I thought it was very well laid out and very well spoken. Even though I disagreed with about 10% of what he said, and the rest was spot on. Tag team wrestling has gone to the dogs, and it's gone to the dogs a long time. And I guess his assumption based on the video that I seen was Demolition are getting put into the Hall of Fame. Bam, we've tag team turmoil. Let's focus. Let's put a good focus on the tag team division.
yeah,
And this was terrible. Like another multi-man kind of open challenge kind of match. Who's next? Who's next? Um, and all that stuff. And to me, this wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough at all.
mm.
I did not like it.
And like it almost seems like it's more just for the views because we know that truth he's such a character, he's in the new season of Unreal and stuff, and it just feels like they're just throwing people together and then that's it. It's like, yep, this is your tag team champions, let's go. And it's just like, where's, and the reason why we won't see another, Dudley Boys or Edge and Christian or anything is because it's not proper tag team wrestling. It's gone to the dogs. If you want proper tag team wrestling, go watch the indie stuff because they're killing it.
Yeah, I think WWE across the board, they really need to focus on tag team wrestling. It should be a staple. And I think I said on Pro Wrestling Weekly last week, or maybe the week before, where I had said, look, tag team wrestling, there needs to be a section for tag team wrestling. There needs to be a section for maybe cruiserweights. They need to get rid of the Poxy Speed title. I know that's NXT; it's a different show, but
Mm.
I'll probably touch on that tomorrow when when I'm doing the review for the show tonight, Vengeance. But it's pretty bad. It's not good enough. And like that, just to throw a tag team together when you've got a perfectly good other tag teams in the background, it wasn't very good. And look, Damian Priest deserves a little bit better. Or
Yeah,
Truth has found his role, and it's getting a bit ridiculous now. However, Randy Orton, your sister's boy, bumped into Sami Zayn as well, and
yeah,
he but you know what I loved about this? When Randy said, I'm not sure if I was a bad guy. I just went out and did it. You know what I mean? It was something along the lines of that. I'm
yeah.
paraphrasing now. And even Alistair Black and Zelina kind of getting in Sammy's ear at the end.
Mm.
Um, Pretty good. I genuinely enjoyed this. I enjoyed the flow. At this stage, I'm hot and cold about SmackDown as I'm watching it. But I'm thinking, do you know what? This isn't too bad. Randy's still going to knock the balls out of Zelina and Alistair in the next
Yeah.
few weeks. That's going to happen. But what did you think of that? Because
But
the one,
see, here's the thing. It's kind of mad because it's almost like the backstage segments were better than the rest of the show. I was more
100%,
roped into the backstage segment, which is usually the part where it's just like, yeah, they're talking, could lead to something, whatever. Like that's saying a lot, which is
100%,
crazy.
100%. And look, I like this because it's a thread through the show, and it's attached to many different things as well. Um, I I've been dying to ask you about the face to face between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. In my opinion, this was piss poor, absolute garbage. Garbage. I'm going to learn how to talk. Absolute garbage. And I thought this is the worst, possibly the worst segment Rhea Ripley has ever done. and it's a few weeks to go to WrestleMania. And if this is going to be it week in, week out, it's going to be a rough ride. What did you think of the girls?
Like with everything that happened on social media, I was expecting a lot more because they were going tit for tat. They were going, I was ready. I was like, this is like looking on X or whatever you call it. It was like Total Divas or something. I was like, oh, this we're so back. Bring on the drama. Let's go. And then it's just like, oh, I'm better than you. Oh no, you're not.
I've bigger arms than you. It was basically a pissing contest. And
And
it, go
it's
on.
just, and as you said, leading up to WrestleMania, last year was so much better. Like,
Hmm.
I'm thinking back and like I asked my family and they're just like, I'm not arsed. I was like, I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's it was pretty rough. And to be honest with you, it's you can see it. So to me, what I was thinking when I was watching this was one of a couple of things has happened. Either what happened online was scripted, and they for some reason decided to pull the plug on it. Maybe it was just too good or something like that. Maybe they're allergic to good writing, or it was a it was a shoot. It was legit, and they were both brought in, and they were both told, "Calm the ham, relax,
Yeah,
take it bleeding easy, stop doing that, and relax. We're gonna have a paint by numbers promo." And it was something that was terrible. I didn't like it, and it was a stain on SmackDown, in my
yeah,
opinion. And like week on week, Emmett, typically speaking, the women's segments have been the better part of SmackDown.
yeah. And that's
Speaking,
like, no, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, speaking of which, shout out to Jordan Grace. She got injured at a main event taping
Yeah,
before SmackDown, and I'm devastated about that because she is one of my favorite women wrestlers, and she's brilliant. And she had an ankle injury. Massive shout out to Mark Cardona and Chelsea Green, who were
yeah,
all over it and who lit up social media. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
that was great. I saw online. It was really good.
It was
But
pretty cool.
do you know what? I still think Jordan Grace should have dethroned Jade Cargill and had a feud with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
100%.
That would have
100%.
been generational. Have Rhea Ripley, an established wrestler, she's a newcomer. It would have been great.
It would have been brilliant. It's just, I think we can both agree that that was brutal anyway.
Yeah.
And speaking of brutal, Niall would rather or True team up with Little Jimmy than Damien Priest. It's nonsense. How are you, Dando? Dando. Bren is the only one happy with SmackDown.
Not even Bren's that happy. Not saying
uh,
so.
well, there you go. Niall's in. Bren ain't happy. Bren is faking it. And I'm happy about some things in SmackDown, but a lot of it was just, it wasn't good. He's dying on another hill. I told you, Dan, I have a field at this stage, a bleeding field. Chap's ashes are scattered across a mountain range at this stage. But
That's
you
brilliant.
two give it over. These are like, you
All
are
over
better
Wicklow.
than all over Wicklow Mountains. There you go. Stage 5, Bren, easy. Ah, stop, Niall, stop. Sharon's in. Rhea is capable of much better promos. I totally agree with you.
Sharon, I still
Bianca,
think.
go on.
Oh, I still think they. You know what? After what Sharon said there, I think they actually did probably ask them to tone it down a bit.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me,
Yeah.
but it doesn't even make sense. It's stupid and it's a bad reflection on the WWE creative. Bianca and Naomi are massive losses, and they
Oh,
really are.
I miss them
I,
so much.
I can't wait for Naomi to come back. And massive Bianca fan, 100%. You're dead right. And as Sharon would agree with you there, Keith Series in. Jade is too much out of her depth. You can see it in her face. That you can't, Keith. Totally agree with you. Sharon's in. Oh no, she's amazing. Yes, Emma, that would be amazing. And Dando, Bren ready to buy all the Cody merch. You, you, do you know what? I am, because I'm gonna stick to my guns at the end of this show, Dan, in a way. I'll be buying all the Cody merch. Niall, get ready. Listen, you can't talk about biceps without Bianca involved, Laura.
Love
100%.
her.
Absolutely.
Sorry, two
Um,
seconds. I need to grab my charger. Two
yeah,
seconds.
you grab your charger. I'll talk about Johnny G. Don't be worrying about it. So Johnny Gargano came out, cut a bit of a promo, and there was another bleeding open challenge. another open challenge, because I don't know what they're thinking. They're sitting there at the back and they're thinking, do you know what SmackDown needs? Do you know what wrestling needs? Another open challenge. This was, again, piss poor. Johnny G deserves better. I've always been a fan of Johnny over, if I'm honest with you, Ciampa. I thought he was the better of the two. Um, and he definitely deserves better. I thought this was brutal. I don't like basically Johnny G lying across boxes or lying across the commentary table. Some of what he said in his promo, he needs to bring Johnny Wrestling back. Put that guy on the mid card and strap a rocket to him on the mid card. Because like that, given whether it's the IC, whether it's the US on the other side, Johnny G deserves better. Now, in
Yeah.
saying that, love Obafemi. Think he's brilliant. I know some people disagree. I'm going to stay on the Obafemi train. However, this wasn't good. And I didn't like what they did with The Miz last week, and I don't like what they did with Johnny G this week. Eventually, I think Niall is right. He's going to answer Brock's open challenge. Another bleeding open challenge. But he's going to answer Brock's open challenge. What do you think, Emma?
You know,
Obafemi, I know you're a fan. What did you
yeah.
think of the whole thing?
See, I love Obafemi, and you know what? I can't wait till he squashes Brock Lesnar. Can't wait. I don't like Brock Lesnar. But one thing that reminds me of is the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire is when he answers the "come to the wrestling match for 3 grand," and then he comes in the spider suit, and that just reminds me of it because it's like they're expecting everyone to get squashed.
Ah, sorry for a second. My daughter just drew that. And you can't really see it because it's in pencil. But she just says she loves what we do. She's only 7.
Aww,
That's brilliant. What a moment. Thanks, Rosie.
that's so nice.
She's the best.
This
Absolutely.
is
On a dark, dark SmackDown day, Rosie brings the brightness.
yeah.
Look, a bit of comedy now, and a bit of comedy that I think was needed in this SmackDown was brought by Danhausen protesting to be in the Hall of Fame. Mwah!
I
And then
love
he gets
Danhausen. It's Smackhausen now, the
it's
SmackDown Hausen show.
the SmackDown Housing show. Uh Look, Danhausen being introduced to the Miz, that was pretty cool. I still don't like the Miz's role. That said, let's see what happens here. Danhausen, he's a delight to watch, and we knew he was going to be a delight to watch. Just how they brought him in was, man. If he wasn't the way he was, if he wasn't Danhausen, I don't think like that was a Braden Walker type introduction. That was a gobbledygook, whatever it is, gobbledygoober type introduction. Brutal, not very very good. Before I go any further though, what do you think about that?
Mm-mm.
This is Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
We're not having it. We're not having it. We're not having it, Dan.
You are toxic.
You are toxic, Dan. I'll just wait for the Obafemi fans to join the chat. Pure bullshit. Oh man, that is
Nothing over.
phenomenal. Jade and Rhea was like watching a promo between Goldberg and Gilbert from T-Mail. Yeah, but who's got? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Don't hold your breath, Emma. That lad ain't ever squashing Brock. Brock. And then Sharon's in. Rosie is the best little girl. I know she is. She's the best. Thanks, Sharon. And she heard me say that as well. So, the Danhausen thing, we get that done with. Let's get to the main event of the show. This is the part that everybody's on the fence. Everybody's on the fence. Well, they're not on the fence. I have a slide about this, and I want everybody
Yeah.
to stick around for the slide, okay? I just want to say how I feel about this, right? But before I do, how did you feel about it?
Oh,
Do
listen.
you want me?
You shouldn't have won. You
Okay.
really should not have won. And I think it's a slap in the face to Drew McIntyre because I think he's been great. He's a great heel champion. And to have him lose it just on SmackDown, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. Not that I'm not a fan of Cody. Like, I don't think Cody's like, crying to Triple H or anything. Like, I don't think that happened at all. Because
No,
Cody,
it
like,
didn't.
yeah,
It didn't. It didn't,
Cody's
and I
like,
won't have it either.
no, like
Sorry, go on.
Cody, the way I see Cody is like he is one of the male faces of the company, and he is great, and he's a great champion. There's no denying that. See, and I was gonna say everyone loves Cody. It's like everyone loves Raymond, but not everyone loves Cody.
He's divisive.
Yeah,
He's quite divisive in what he does. And here's the thing, right? I'm glad you brought it up. There's no proof anywhere. There's no even inkling anywhere that Cody picked up the phone and ripped Triple H apart. So this is the one part that Noel did a video earlier on, and this is the part that I disagreed with. Cody Rhodes was the guy that wanted to put the belt on Drew back
Yeah.
at WrestlePalooza. If you're a WWE superstar and the boss comes to you and says, "We're going to give you the WWE title," you're not going to say, "Well, now, just no, I
He's like,
don't think I
oh,
can do it."
please, Triple H. He didn't
You're
go up to
gonna,
his
you're gonna,
office and be like,
you
please,
know,
Triple H, can I have my title?
one,
Like,
he,
no.
he absolutely didn't do that. Look, I here's the thing with this, right? I liked the fact that Cody won because I'm a Cody fan. However, I can't ignore, and nor should anybody ignore. Actually, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I have to address this. It's the last
You
comment. I'll do the
are
other comments.
first.
Prove it. Noel, the burden's not on me to prove because I didn't make the statement. The burden is on you to prove it. It's not on me to prove that Cody didn't politic. It's on you to prove it. You made the accusation. It's not down to me to prove it.
We're gonna have a
So
big
I
debate.
want you to prove it, right? So when you come to me with absolute concrete evidence, because what that statement was a very kind of like Meltzer's having a slow news day. Cody was crying and bitching out back. No, it's made up. And look, if I see something different, 100%, I'll be accountable. However, in saying that, Niall, and in saying that, everybody, and I can't ignore, even as a Cody fan, I cannot ignore this the negative backlash on this.
Wow.
75.6% of people that viewed it disliked it. And look, that number's from earlier on. And I'm pretty sure that those dislikes has gone higher. This
I'm
is
gonna
the most disliked moment on YouTube in 2006. I can't ignore it as a Cody fan. And I'm saying this as a Cody fan as well. WWE should not ignore this because it's cool that Cody won the belt. I'm a Cody guy, but listen to the wider fan base. Cannot ignore this. If you're working in a call center, I used to work in a call center, Emma, and your feedback is 75% negative and 25% good, you're out the door. That's not good enough. And that needs to be addressed by WWE amongst a plethora of things. The tag team division, how they're handling Jade Cargill and Rhea, they need to address it. But this should be, like other stuff, a boot in the arse that the WWE needed. I wanted Cody to win. I'm glad he did win. However, look, I'm in a minority as it would seem here. And I do think that the WWE need to listen to that and they need to look at the treatment of Johnny G, Rhea and Cargill, how that was handled, the tag team, but overall the backlash of this result. And I do feel they need to look at that. So although I'm down with Cody winning, and by the way, the match was good. The match was really good. And this, like my first impression this morning was everybody's like, well, Cody won wrestling shit. And I do feel Cody's getting a lot of backlash for that. But I don't think that should be the case. I think WWE should listen to their audience, and maybe that decision needs to be reversed or sorted very, very quick. Now, before we go any further, I'm sorry for going off on one there,
That's
Emma.
okay.
Is there
You know
anything
what?
you'd like to say?
If it was CM Punk, I would be the same. You know what? If CM Punk got as much hate, I'd be like, everybody shut up.
I know, I know. Look, let's take some Niles comedies coming in with a few. The guy who's battering Gargano is gonna challenge Brock. Yeah, we know that. No, prove it. Prove you know it didn't happen. I can't, but you can't prove otherwise. It's like there is a God, there is no God. It's not up to the people to prove that there is no God. It's up to the people to prove that there is a God. You know what I mean? So it's not as easy as that. And like I know you saying, show me the evidence. He didn't cry like a baby. And then you said, you're challenging my point. I don't need to show you evidence. You brought it up initially. The burden of evidence is on you. It's not on me. I'm saying something that I'm basically saying he didn't do it. You're saying he did. I initially. Anyway, look, I'm
Order in the
going off
court.
on one now. Oh, but the backlash, just give the IW give over. He's washed. I think so, Emma. the internet wrestling community gets an awful lot of they get a bashing. We've bashed them on the show because they can be toxic. They can be very, very
Toxic.
negative. They can be Kit Wilson. They can be they can be toxic, and I just feel that all this blame going towards Cody is just not good. Bren, didn't you ever think of working in that? I'm nearly there, Niall. I'm nearly there. I'm
It's like that
almost in the
video
all.
of your man. He's like, in the parlor you mentioned, F you, Deputy Stack.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Glad he won the belt, but don't ignore the fans. But Niall, that's me acknowledging. Look, as a fan of Cody, I'm glad he won the belt. However, you can't ignore the majority. You just can't, and I understand that as well. I wanted to scream at this morning, stop all the hate. I agree with you. The hate does need to stop towards Cody alone. It needs to be
Listen,
a 4 or 5 way for the WWE title. Keith, I think that's going to happen.
oh,
I
Keith,
think that's
you are
going to
right.
happen. What do you think, Emma? Do you think that's going to happen?
Listen, Keith, you're onto something because I would love that, and I'd want Randy to win.
But this was the rumor as well, right? This was the rumor a few weeks ago. Oh, by the way, I think Randy is going to win. I do think it's going to be a multi tag team, and this is this was my other point as well. Look, SmackDown was objectively bad. That's it. There's no getting around it. But it wasn't Cody's fault. Cody put on a good match and he followed creative. That's all he did. All this putting it on Cody's shoulders because he won and people weren't happy. That's not cool. I think,
But
right?
do you know what? Sorry, I think next week he's gonna give a good promo about it, and there's no denying he'll give a good promo about it.
Next week's the contract signing. I think what happens in the contract signing is Drew interrupts and he does an L signature on the contract.
He's like,
And
"Give
then
me my
somebody else
title
interrupts.
back."
Yeah, that's very good. And I
Thanks.
think there's going to be other signatures as well. I think there's going to be 4 or 5. So, Keith, I think you're onto something. But again, this has been, again, WikiLeaks Wrestling Entertainment. This was WikiLeaked a while ago. That's you sitting on the fence like you're a line dancer. I'm not sitting on the fence, Niall, at all. I'm just acknowledging. I'm just acknowledging the fact that like wrestling is subjective. There's no right or wrong here, in my opinion. That's it.
Listen,
Um,
I can't say much because I like Roman Reigns.
hey, exactly. You know, and that's like. Did you see the Cody Hogan things?
Yeah, and I hate that narrative that wrestlers get. But I remember Becky Lynch got it
Terrible.
as well. I don't think it's great. If you have a problem, you need to hate on the creative, which people are.
100%.
And I think, uh, to be fair, I think the evidence that we have that Cody's not a crybaby is that he wanted the title off him sooner.
100%.
And I think
And he
that's a
rolls.
great thing as
Yeah,
well.
he he rolls with the punches. He goes with it, and I think that's often ignored.
But do I think he should
Um,
have got the title? No.
no, and look, I think he should have, and I will continue to stand by that. And I'm happy with the direction it went, and I'm open to the direction it's going to go.
Yeah.
However, if I'm running a company and I'm running anywhere, I do need to listen to a big chunk of the audience, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
What about Drew Cross and Cody on more than one occasion? No one mentioned that at all. Carry on, get in, Sharon. I'd love to see Randy winning. He is also amazing. 100% agree, says Faye Murphy. Who is
Randy for
that
the
person? Oh,
win. Yeah. Randy
uh,
for the
why is there a contract signing? It's jarring. Splinters in your arse in that fence.
win.
There's a contract signing, Noel, because I think it's going to open the story a little bit. And I just feel, and yet, look, I don't like contract signings either, by the way. However, this is just going to open the narrative a little bit. So,
Yeah.
overall, Emma, tell us what you thought, because I went on one there and I didn't mean it. It was just a
It's
bit
okay.
much.
No, on contract signings, the one I actually really liked was when Seth, Roman, and CM Punk did their contract signing and they all just went for each other. They were all being like a bit, nippy at each other. I thought that was good. So if they do a contract signing, I want to see a few shenanigans if it's going to be not just a simple match. I want a few of them in there being like, well, screw you. And then Drew McIntyre's like, oh, screw you all then. You know, something like that.
Very
But
good.
all in all, I do think Cody, I didn't like that Cody won, but I'm not going to hate on Cody Rhodes for it.
No,
And all I'm going to do is hate on the creative because Drew
100%.
McIntyre should have held the title for longer. But again, we can't change it. we're just gonna have to hope that there's more outcomes to it, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And look, next week we have the contract signing. Jade Cargill versus Meechin. Oh Lord. We have Jelly Roll live. And again, I know
What?
I keep bringing it up. Yeah, Jelly Roll is going to be live. I don't see why they haven't distanced themselves from that. It's a bit weird. Um, Before I close out, I do want to touch on one thing very, very quickly, and then we'll do some comments and then basically close out. If you don't mind,
Terrible.
Emma, I'm just going to hijack the show a little bit and talk a little bit about football. I brought it up last week. I'll bring it up again. This is a very good cause. It's Saturday, May 16th. There's a few people from the upper tier that will be there live. There's going to be Premiership legends. There's more announcements coming. Do look it up. Hogan's Trophies as well on Facebook. I think they have posts about it too. But keep your eye on the page about this. And do keep your eye on this. Whether or not you're a football fan, it won't matter. It's going to be a great day out. So do keep an eye on this. I can't wait for this. I'm living for this. Some of the people that I personally like in football is going to be there, and I wouldn't be Johnny Football. And I'm absolutely buzzing for this. And there's also a bit of a rumor about a Westlife sing song. I don't know. You'll have to ask Marky from the Monday show about that. But look, it should be good crack, and 100% look into this. And I'm going to keep pushing it until the day because I absolutely cannot wait for this.
Yeah.
So, if you know anybody that likes football, Emmett, bring them along.
I shall tell my brother.
Please do. I think Fatu will interfere in the contract signing and cost Cody at Mania. I think he's going to be in the
You know
match.
what? Do you know what would be the worst? If Jelly Roll gets involved in this match. Oh, lads, I'm turning off. I'm actually turning off. Go away. It's gone.
It's a bit weird that they're still associated with him. How are you, Barry? Good to see you, man. I'll see you on the next show or soon anyway. Maybe in the shop. Keith Series in. They need to start doing more with the US title and stop having the open challenges. It's getting a bit stale and boring. Have Trick Williams win the US title and face him against Hayes at WrestleMania. A ladder match. I'm one of the videos I'm doing for the channel that's going to be live in the next 3 days is about WrestleMania 10. I get to talk about the ladder match, the first WWE televised ladder match between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels,
It's
and
great.
that, Keith, needs to be a ladder match. How good would that
Yeah.
be?
That would
That
be
would just
insane.
it would be deadly. Great suggestion, Keith. You're not alone, Emmett. There's still very little people. Hall, what's that mean? Huh? I think I'm misunderstanding
Happy.
that. Happy, unfortunately. Yeah, there's very little people happy. So other than that, Emmett, couple of things. Well done on the women's show
Thank you.
with yourself and Sean last Thursday. I'm looking forward to the next one. Buddy, hold on. I'll be with you in a sec, all right? I'm gonna close up now, right, buddy?
He's
Um,
made for the camera.
he is. So well done on the women's show. I'm looking forward to the next one. We're gonna
Thank you.
have the football show on Monday. We're gonna have the Pro Wrestling Weekly on Tuesday. Sorry, buddy. Pro Wrestling Weekly on
He wants
Tuesday.
a spotlight.
He wants a spot. I tell you, he's better than me as well. By the way, he
See?
definitely could string a sentence together better than I can. We're Pro Wrestling Weekly on Tuesday. We've got the tier talk with Darren and Noel on Thursday, but also the second episode of the Women's Show plus Brent XT. And as always, every Saturday, myself and Emma are going to light up your screens and
Yeah.
hope to Jesus that SmackDown is a lot better. Maybe there will be some light shed. Maybe next week,
Yeah.
Noel will do a video on Saturday and be like, I see the light. I see where
We're
they
all
were going with
cured.
that.
It's all happy now. But
Please,
if we
God.
come back Saturday and we're like, but I think everyone should leave a prediction in the comments. Let us know what you think will happen.
Well, do you know what? You're dead right. Let us know what you think would happen, but also what is going to happen. But also as well, tune into the Tuesday show. I think Tuesday show is going to
It'll be good.
yeah.
I'll be
I think
back. It'll
it's
be
going to
good.
be a bit of fun. Emma's going to be there. Brent's going to be there. Speaking in the third person, well done. Maybe Sean will be there. Sean, if you have it in your schedule, any chance you can make one of the shows? That'd be great. You can tell him I said that. I'm only messing.
He's gonna go mental at the women's show.
Well, that's another thing as well. I'm looking forward to that. Keith, Dave. So, from everybody here, myself and Emma, thanks everybody for your
Thank you
comments.
guys.
Thanks for watching. As always,
Yeah.
this is an absolute pleasure. I love doing this show. So,
Yeah.
Emma, thanks a million. This has
No
been an
problem.
absolute splashed. And yeah, hopefully next week the whole Cody Rhodes thing is cleared up. So good night and God bless everybody.
Bye, y'all.
See you soon. Goodbye. See you
Bye,
later.